What is up, YouTube? Another day of streaming to 0 viewers. How are y'all doing today? That's good. We have 0 viewers in the stream right now, but today we got Could You Survive Jurassic Park's Deadliest Dinosaur? But my mic keeps going off, bro. Personally,
You who said you can, good on you. There's actually a fair amount you could beat in a fight. And for the rest of you who says they can't, come on man, where's the self-confidence? Also, you'll live much longer than the folks who said they could. As much as mainstream media strength to death, it's actually a worse circumstance for you as a How many of you think you can beat a dinosaur? For those of you who said you can, good on you. Amount you could beat in a
mic is on.
fight.
Alright, there
And
we
for
go.
the rest of you who says they can't, come on man, where's the self-confidence? Also, you'll live much longer than the folks who said they could. As much as mainstream media depicts dinosaurs as these violent monsters that will eat or kill anything in sight, chances are that they won't go through such great lengths to end your life. But Jurassic Park is mainstream media, so these dinosaurs will 100% go through the trouble to ensure you're 6 feet under. In this video, we'll be seeing just how well you would fare against some of the most dangerous theropods in Jurassic Park. This video is specifically the dinosaurs from Jurassic Park or the Lost World, so no dinosaurs from Jurassic World will be discussed here. I'll do a separate video for that. Before we put you up against these bioengineered hellspawn, we gotta see your stats. In this simulation, you're gonna be a fairly fit person, with a weight between 180 and 200 pounds, a top speed of 22 miles per hour, and enough strength to deadlift 450 pounds. If you don't actually have these stats in real life, you're probably high-fiving yourself, but even with these impressive stats,
I'd be even better actually.
surviving against engines
Bro, what is going on?
most unstable creations more challenging than you expected. One final thing before we start the video. If you're new here and are into anything dinosaur or
My mic
animal
is
related
tripping, bro.
general,
Yo, what
you're
is
in the right
going
place.
on,
I even
dog?
take some subscriber suggestions into account and turn them into videos. So leave yours in the comment and hit that subscribe button. You could always unsubscribe if it's not for you. With the riff-raff out of the way, let's see just how well you'd fare against some of Jurassic Park's most dangerous theropods. Starting off strong, we have the T-Rex of the franchise, more specifically Rexy, because they were 7 made. In this analysis, we will be using Rexy as she was in Jurassic Park, not Jurassic World, so she's around 7 tons here compared to her 9-ton weight in Dominion. You might think this is a good thing, but it's actually a worse circumstance for you as a human. Rexy was the only Rex moved to Nublar and is basically the face of Jurassic Park. She has some iconic scenes like the raptor fight and the enclosure breakout. Coincidentally, this is where you come in. Yes, you, watching this video with poor posture, straighten your back. You'll be on the main road right to the edge of Rexy's enclosure where Grant and the kids were. Only you'll be alone this time. Rexy comes out of her enclosure while you're walking down the road, but before you can make a run for it, she's already locked onto you. One of 3 things will more than likely happen in this moment. The first scenario is one where you have no knowledge of the dinosaurs on the park and immediately decide to make a run for it down the road. Remember when I told you it's much worse for a human when she's at her smaller size? In Jurassic World, she's gotten older and heavier. She can't even outrun a fit person. Whereas in Jurassic Park, she can keep up with a jeep moving more than 35 miles per hour. I'm sure you can see how this won't play out in your favor.
I feel like I'd be good
Even with your body pumping out copious amounts of adrenaline as your flight response kicks in, the top speed you'd reach in this state is around 30 miles per hour. Rexy can run faster than that, but slightly. Even if your brain tells you can continue running, after some time the rest of your body will start to fail as the lactic acid starts to build up in your muscles and you collapse. At this stage, the best thing you could hope for is a bite to the head to end it quickly. Other than that, you'll experience at least 2 to 5 seconds of pain as her jaws crush every bone in your body. So in this scenario, yeah,
Bro, I'd survive.
die.
He's tripping, I ain't gonna
In
lie.
the next scenario, you know a bit about the dinosaurs on the island and you stay absolutely still. It's stated by Grant that Indians T-Rexes can't process you if you remain completely still. Here your odds are better than the first option, but still not great. This will be sort of a standoff for a while as the Tyrannosaurus ponders what's in front of her and you try your very best not to shit yourself. There is a good chance that Rexy may inch up a bit closer to get a better look, but at that point 99% of you will lose your nerve and run, I don't care how much of you think you can keep your cool. Saying you could behind the screen is different from the real thing. For
Bro,
the
I
1%
would, dog.
of you
Come
who
on.
keep still, chances are that she will start to lose interest after a while and get distracted by something else.
Exactly.
But
That's
there's
why I
also
do
a
it.
chance where you make sudden movements like a nervous itch or something, and then you get eaten. So you have about a 45 to 50% survival rate in this scene. In the last scenario, you do what you did in the first, but instead of running down the road, you make a break for it in the jungle or hell, even her enclosure. Here's why I think it's your best chance. Rexy is powerful enough to burst through a large dead tree, but even she couldn't continuously do it over and over. Our
I
greatest
could.
asset is our size and agility. You will
What's the
start running through the
security?
dense vegetation and foliage, while occasionally switching direction to throw her off track. It's like when you see a cockroach in your house and you start chasing it with a broom. But God forbid you take your eye off of it for 2 seconds and it disappears. Well, it's the same here. With the trees closely packed together and all the vegetation covering the jungle floor, it's fairly easy for Rexy to lose track of your location after running for a while. There's a chance she could smell you out, but you'll already be moving towards the
The Fantastic Four deserve a fantastic pizza with
Just a
4 different toppings.
research center or the dock after you call for help on your phone. That's right, you didn't expect me to put Gen Z in here without a phone, did you? Anyway, this time your survival rate bumps up to around 65%. The other 35 is the off chance that you fall down after you tripped on a root or something, or you are running in a more open area and she just catches you. You all may have the same physical stats, but each of you still have your own individual personality and mannerisms. And knowing what most of you would do, your chances of surviving this interaction is 40%. 40% is a bad score. It's enough
But it
to
might
get
be
most of you put
98.
out if your report
He's
card
lucky if he
says
gets
it,
the
but
two.
the next dinosaur drops
Might
that
be
percentage
1.9.
down even more.
Carnosaurus is easy kill. I mean,
Before
easy.
you start calling
Get
me a
away.
liar, the Carnotaurus isn't exclusive to Jurassic World. They are also featured in Michael Crichton's novels, which are about Jurassic Park. These versions are smaller than the ones in Jurassic World, but this size decrease once again works against us. The novel Carnotaurs are around 20 feet long and 8 feet tall and could run more than 35 miles per hour. The simple reason for this is their camouflage. If you thought the Indominus had impressive skills when it came to blending into her surroundings, wait until you hear what these Carnos can do. These guys have the ability to change their pattern to match a chain link fence, a tree, hell, even a brick wall. And at night, this camouflage makes them almost indistinguishable from the surroundings they
Gang, I
blend
can still
into.
see you.
Even if you're looking directly at it, chances are that you won't know it's right there. This time you'll be in
Gang,
the
I
same
can
area
see
Dr.
him.
Thorne was in when the Carnos cornered him. If it's at night, your chances of getting off the island are almost zero. They're
What?
heavier than the average grizzly and fast enough to catch you easily.
That doesn't
However,
matter,
if it is
gang.
the
Do you
day
know,
and you hear
bro?
low rumbling noises and you
They're just underestimating. They're underestimating me so much. I think they're just forgetting who I am, gang. They're forgetting who I
just
am.
get a glimpse of that fence that looks a bit distorted, you may have a chance of sprinting to the shed and waiting it out in there before it can get you. The thing about these animals
It's
is
not
that
getting
once
me at
they know
all,
their
okay?
cover is blown and there is a distance away, they will probably cancel the attack. They are ambush predators, and even though they could outrun you, the trouble of chasing you down after you saw them from a decent distance is probably not worth it. If you're in the shed, there's a chance that you can wait it out and hope the animal loses interest and leaves the area. But what's more than likely to happen is the animal waiting around the general area and staying camouflaged in an area you probably won't see it. At which point it will charge and
But
maul
yeah,
you
I'd
before
sense
you
him.
can get 5 steps in.
If I'm
The
walking,
reason
I'd be
I
like,
put you in an area with a shed is because your
y'all feel that?
chances of surviving even if you see the animal in the jungle is less than 1%. With a shed that goes up to around 20, since there is a chance the carno will leave that area after a while. Just to ensure you have a better chance, I'll give you a flashlight. If it's night and you shine a flashlight at one of these things, it irritates them. Once you stay in the shed and continue turning the flashlight on and off, it will more than likely leave you alone, because it has to continuously change patterns when you do this. It worked when Ellie did it in the novel, and this saved the Dr. Thorne. So without a flashlight in the open, less than a 5% survival rate. Without one in the shed, that rises to about 20. And if you happen to have a flashlight and hide out in the shed, you have a 40% chance of leaving Thorne alive after the animal goes away. To put it bluntly, you probably just aren't surviving if you were to be in the open with this thing like Rexy. So I tried to give you a little advantage by putting a flashlight in your pocket, because no tree dodging and hiding is going to save you from this one. With some good news, the next dinosaurs you interact with have a good chance of being obliterated by you despite what the movie says.
I'm tired, gang. After this video, I might be.
This one is going to be
I ain't
short
gonna cap.
because it's pretty straightforward. The compies are the smallest creations of India
Bro,
and
I'd
are
stomp him
almost
on his
always
little
seen in
head,
packs
bro. I'd
of
grab
10
him
or
by
more.
the throat like a
Let's be
chicken
honest.
and
If
snap
it's just
that
one
shit.
on one,
But
you could thunder kick the thing into the shadow realm, so I'll put you up against a group the same size as the one that killed Dieter. His death was probably the most ridiculous one in the Lost World, to be honest. I could have
I
understood
still
little
win,
girl,
gang.
but a healthy man weighing over 200 pounds should not have been brought down that
Like, bro,
easily.
you
In
changed the
reality, these
amount of them.
animals
Like,
likely
that's
wouldn't
gonna
come for you
change
unless you
something,
show any
bro. I'm
signs of
still
weakness or
win, gang.
injury. But if they are dead set on
Goofy.
having you for lunch, buckle up.
Yo,
You're
what's
gonna
up,
play whack-a-mole on hard difficulty. Without
Declan
going too
Coleman?
deep into it, the chances
I'ma
of
still win
survival
the
amongst even the
Betty.
dumbest
What?
of you is around 50%. This is for the people who will continuously
50%
kick
gang.
and try to chase the animal
I
down
would kill him so
while tiring
easy.
themselves out. At which point they will start to barrage you, and for those that can't keep them off long enough, they will die from blood loss from a million cuts.
But I'd
Now for
kick
the
each
rest
of
of you
them
with some sort of
30
logical
yards away,
thinking,
probably.
instead of trying to rip them off your skin,
That's on a bad
you'll
day.
start to crush
Good
them with
day,
your
50
hands.
yards to
These
everyone.
guys are like what, 8 or 10 pounds, and with your stats
Exactly,
you
bro.
have
I'd
more than
snap
enough
his
strength
neck
to
if he
pop
even
them
has
like a
one.
balloon. It would be like crushing a medium-sized chicken, or you know what? Never mind.
A what?
And instead of
No. Say it. Or crushing a
be like
what?
crushing a medium-sized chicken, or
A dog? Was he gonna say a dog?
you know what? Never mind. And instead of just laying there on your
Nah,
back trying
bro.
to fight them off,
Hey,
you'll
watch
just
him,
roll
bro.
over them.
Watch him.
200 pounds on their fragile bodies on a hard surface is enough to cripple them at the very least, and get them to let go, at which point they'll decide you're not worth the risk. You have an 80% chance of making it out and still breathing, unless you take too long to get them off,
80%,
and you bleed
bro.
out.
It's
However, if
99.
it's the novel
Okay,
compies,
so
once you get
I said 98 for the T-Rex, right? And the Controsaurus. So for him, it's definitely 100. What, bro?
bitten by a few of them,
If I'm
it's
surviving
pretty
against a
much game over.
Controsaurus
The
and
novel
T-Rex, what makes
versions
you
have a
think you're a
venom
problem,
that
gang?
acts like a sedative, preventing the prey from struggling, and they just eat the animal alive. This is exactly how Hammond died in novels after he twisted his ankle. You're a lot fitter than the old billionaire and not injured, so chances are that they will leave you alone if you don't show any signs of weakness. But again, if they decide to attack you and get a few bites in, you're pretty much done, unless you somehow eliminate the entire pack before the effects of the venom kicks in. The only other way I see you surviving is climbing a tree and waiting it out, because they can outrun you. So against normal compies, most of you have like a 75 to 80% chance
Like,
of
bro, I don't
surviving,
get it. Just
and
keep
against the
jumping.
novel
Just keep
versions,
jumping.
that drops
Each
to
jump,
below
you'll step
30.
on about 3 of them.
Hold on a minute, don't get too excited about your high survival rates. That'll quickly drop once you meet the dinosaur that's the embodiment of hatred.
On a distant world, you faced the enemy.
If hate was a
Spinosaur-
dinosaur,
Let's be fair, guys. The chance of surviving, me, well, I'm not talking about y'all. Y'all, I don't know about y'all. Y'all might be some bums. But me surviving against the Spinosaurus, my chance is probably T-Rex. I said 98. For this one, I'll probably say 96, because he can go on water and all that. I'll say 96.3. Probably 96.3.
it would be the Spinosaurus, an illegal project carried out by Wu and Injun. He was constantly abused and tested on as a juvenile, and after all of that, he was abandoned on the island without even being let out. Like this guy said, the Spinosaurus hates people. Like Rexy, we will be using his proportions in Jurassic Park 3, not Camp Cretaceous. Although this one doesn't really matter because he's an absolute menace to mankind in both. This time we'll put you on the airstrip, where he made his first human kill. Unlike all the other dinosaurs you've been up against so far, there isn't really any tricks or gimmicks that can throw you off this one. This time he tracks you down, and like all big dinosaurs in this franchise, he will roar to announce his presence. At this point, almost all of you will make a break for it. Statistically, there is like 5 or 10% of you who will freeze due to fear. Those people will immediately get knocked off the list. The rest of you actually have one advantage over Spiny that you didn't have with the rest of the theropods, and that's your speed. Your base top speed is 22 miles per hour, but with the adrenaline kicking in, it should bump that up to 30 miles per hour in extreme conditions, while the Spinosaurus has a top speed of 27 miles per hour. The good news is that you will get a head start.
He would not
The
catch
bad
me.
news is that your body will start to fail after a certain distance. On an open plane, your chance of surviving is less than 10%.
What?
Luckily for you, Soren is made up almost completely of forest, so there's actually a good chance
Y'all are
that
crazy,
you'll lose
gang.
some
I'm
dense
surviving that
vegetation,
shit. I can't
but
lie.
that's only temporary. No other dinosaur can track people down better than this one. His hatred allowed him to track Grant and the others at every step of the way, no matter where they went on the island, and it wouldn't be no different for you. The only reason it eventually gave up its hunt for the movie cast was because of a oil fire that acted as a barrier. But you won't have that luxury, and you don't have any reason to be in that type of environment, because it just increases your chances of getting offed due to the animal being semi-aquatic. Even with an entire island to hide and increase the distance between you, eventually it will find you, and during one of those interactions, it will get you. Eric got a lucky break because he already knew a lot about dinosaurs, which most of you watching probably do. But even then, Eric just scraped by because of the overturned truck as a shelter. Before you could get picked up from the island by a rescue team, this animal will more than likely track you down before you can safely leave. Realistically, based on how well the Spinosaurus is able to track people and his blatant hatred for them, you have about a 30% chance of evading this animal on the entire island before help eventually comes and picks you up. On top of that, if it's just one
Damn,
rescue
it's raining hard
helicopter,
as fuck
there's no
outside.
guarantee that this
Fuck.
guy won't come and destroy that like he did the plane, and get a few more kills. I may be giving you a low survivability rate despite
It's
the
raining
island
hard
being
as
so
fuck.
large,
Oh my
but again,
gosh.
this thing can seemingly pop up at random times where people are and run them down. You guys can let me know if the percentage of surviving should be higher. Alright, next up we have the raptors, the second mascot to Rexy. There's different raptors in Jurassic Park, but I think the most dangerous and intelligent of these versions are the ones from Jurassic
What the fuck is wrong with my mic?
Park 3.
Bro, I
These
gotta
variants
end
set
stream after
traps
this.
for
I'm
people
sorry.
such as laying in wait and even setting bait for people. They have a lot of power to back up their intelligence too. The raptors on Sorna weigh between 300 and 330 pounds and have razor sharp teeth and claws to tear you open. I'm not gonna put you in a hiding place or anything to try and give you an advantage. Like all the other ones, we will be in some sort of direct contact with the animal. Forget outrunning it. Even if you have a good head start, these raptors will close the distance easily.
No, they
Even
won't.
As I'm saying this, almost all
No,
of
they
you
would
will
not
turn
close the
tail and
distance. I
run.
don't care how
But for
fast they
those
are.
of us planning on holding our ground, we honestly don't have it much better. These animals can quickly topple you over, and we've seen just how easily it can paralyze a human with its large toe claws. It knew exactly where to strike to stop the target from moving without killing it, so I'm pretty sure it knows where to strike if it wants you dead. At this point you can give a futile attempt at fighting back, but you'll just be torn apart. If you grab its mouth, it's gonna use its claws, and if you grab its arms, it's gonna use its mouth. You may think for this one your chance of survival is 0, but actually you do have some sort of a chance, but that's for the lucky few of you. There have been cases of people fighting off a 500-pound grizzly bear without a weapon and surviving. There was even an instance of a man killing a leopard with his bare hands to save his daughter. Leopards are known man-eaters that have more than enough strength to overpower and kill an adult. Yet this man was able to turn the tables to protect his family by strangling it. Am I comparing a real leopard to Sorna's raptors? No, not even slightly. I love big cats, but Injun's creations would tear it apart. What I am saying is that statistically a few of you do actually have a chance of killing this thing. As dumb as this sounds, if you manage to put it in a headlock, you could render it unconscious. In all honesty, you'll be killed before you can get your hand around its neck, but for the few of you who do, you'll be torn and sliced up as the animal gasps for air. Once it's unconscious, you can just stomp it out while you make your call for help. And after that call for help, you'll still probably die before assistance can carry you off due to blood loss. But again, some of you will survive. I mean, people have survived a metal pole through their head, their stomach split open, etc, etc. So there is a chance a few of you will survive too. For this dinosaur, your chances of surviving a head-on encounter is less than 5%. For the next animal, your chances of surviving are probably going to be the highest on the list, but that's for only one variant of it.
Dilophosaurus is fucking
Last
free
on the list
buns,
is the
damn.
Dilophosaurus. In the movie, this guy is the size of a golden retriever and could spit blinding venom at you.
Yeah, I just
Nature
dodged
was
his venom.
unfit and just
Dodged his
plain
venom.
stupid, to be honest. If I saw a giant fruit lizard looking at me, I'd throw a stick at him instead of further away. It's safe to say that most of us would survive this interaction. While I think most of you have the same top speed, taking into account you're in adrenaline mode, I don't think you need to outrun it. It's a curious animal, and once you yourself show that you're an aggressive and dangerous animal, it'll more than likely flee. And if it comes down to a fight, you can easily close the distance and grab it by its neck and sucker punch it to the face. Owen Grady easily overpowered one of these guys with one hand, and Jurassic World's versions are even bigger than the one in Jurassic Park. In this movie, this thing usually gives a big heads up before it spits. Its frill will open up and it will make a horrendous sound. The sound of a rattlesnake and a distressed
That's why I
chicken.
did that, yeah.
At that point, you have 2 to 3 seconds to turn away, which is what most would do. But again, statistically, there is gonna be a few people who will just stare at it and wait for the venom to be shot into their eyes. But overall, I think I'll give you a survivability rate of around 90%. Good job. Oh,
Highest
but what's
video.
this? It's the taxman coming to take off 80% from your original percentage.
What?
Welcome to life, where you don't really own anything. The reason for that takeoff is because you will now be put against the novel Dilophosaurus. This one is probably the most paleo-accurate dinosaur in the franchise, besides its venom.
Oh shit,
It's
he
23
big. I ain't
feet
gonna
long and
cap.
10 feet tall, and weighs more than 2 average African lions. Other than that, this guy can slice your
Cool
belly
tongue,
open with
by the
one
way.
hand,
Whoa,
and was
what?
able to lift a 300-pound man from his skull
Cool
into the air with
tongue.
no effort whatsoever.
Yo,
It
what are you
also
talking
seems to be
about?
malicious in some
Appreciate the
sense
follow,
too,
yo.
or at least that's how it seemed to me. It dragged on Nedry's suffering way too long, but instead did a lot of extra stuff before Nedry succumbed to blood loss. So not only are you up against a strong theropod you can't outrun, or at least that you can't outrun for long, you're also up
Shit, never
against one
mind. I'm
that's a
so sorry.
psychopath. Like the
Yo,
raptor, there
what?
is really no other option. It may let you live a bit longer because it's inquisitive and will just stare at you for a while, but soon it will just spit at you, and this one doesn't give a signal before it spits like the movie viewer
Nah,
did.
bro, you
All you
good.
can do is catch it quick enough before it can get into your eye by looking away.
Like
But
I
by the
said,
time you
buddy,
turn
it
around,
don't
your
matter how big the
intestines will
animal
more
is,
than
though.
likely be
I'd get
hanging
all
on
them.
the
I ain't gonna
floor.
count.
Honestly, I can't really see a way you survive this one effectively. It's
How?
not as large and bulky as the
I ain't like he's been
megaceropods,
talking
so you
crazy
can evade
all
it in the
video,
trees,
dude.
and it's not as small as the raptor, which you can have some chance of choking it out. Your
I
best
would
option
definitely
is to
choke that
flee,
out, bro.
and 8 or 9 times out of 10, it will catch you, because I think the movie version can
It
run up to
won't.
30 miles per hour, while the novels can run 26. Your adrenaline boost could give you enough of a
Yo, I
head
don't like how
start,
he's
and you
been
could
doubting me
eventually gap
all
it to the
video
point where the
game.
animal
Bro,
gives
I
up.
would beat that
But
thing
that's if
to
you
a
don't
pulp
collapse from
game.
exhaustion, and if you do collapse, expect the most slow and painful death you could ever receive from a dinosaur in this franchise.
How?
Well,
If
except
I
for
survive
one.
against a T-Rex,
So
bro, what is that
survivability
gonna do,
against
dog?
another Dilophosaurus is 3%. Yeah, it's bad. But for the few of you who win the race, congratulations. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this video, folks. Hope you enjoyed it.
Back to your
Let me
actual
know in the
tongue, by
comments
the
if
way,
you
but
think you would fare better than the percent I gave you, and
like I
how.
said, I don't know what
Don't
this dude's talking about. I'd beat all of them, but I'll see y'all boys, man.